We're here on a final inspection for two rigs. One is a pumper and one is a rescue pumper. So I wanted to take you around the rescue pumper as we do our final inspection here at Pierce in Appleton, Wisconsin. When we first started looking at speccing a pumper and a rescue pumper, we were originally looking at the Impel cab with the HDRP body. But once we took a look at it, and based on the makeup of our community, some of the newer developments are planned residential communities with very narrow streets and very tight turning radiuses, wheelbase became a big issue for us. So when we looked at the Impel with the HDRP, and then we looked at the Puck with the mega body, which is the 214-inch body, the wheelbase difference was almost 2 foot. So it was a no-brainer for us to take a look at the Puck configuration at that particular point. So what we have here is we have an Impel cab with a Puck chassis. We have seating for 6, driver, officer, and 4 in the rear. We have a 1500 GPM pump, single stage, 700 gallons of water in our booster tank, 50-gallon foam bladder, and we have a Husky foam system on this rig. What we have in the rear, besides the seating for our 4 firefighters, is we have an EMS compartment which we built into the top of the engine housing here. And it's got a couple shelves in there. It's got electric in there, so we can keep things like a suction unit, AED, plugged in and charged at all times. It's powered by Shure. We also have compartments up top, front, and rear for all of our small medical equipment. Also running a career engine 24/7 with 3 or 4 men. It became real important for us to make the design as easy as possible for deployment of equipment. So having the speed lays at this level is really nice for pulling a line to get into service. We also made accommodations here for Stokes, for backboards, for a Reeves stretcher, all in this compartment. As I mentioned earlier, we have a foam system on this rig. So we have identified specific discharges that are both water and foam. They're indicated with the red, and then those that are just water, which are indicated by the white. Okay, this rig has a 15 kW hydraulically driven generator on it. We also have a 6,000 watt Wilburton mast tower, light tower on this rig. And actually you can see that right here. The controls are located right here. We put it on the driver's side so that the driver operator can operate it from this side of the rig, and also be able to see it as it's going up to make sure we don't have any overhead obstructions. Okay, and as a rescue company, we also have the need for winching capabilities. So we decided, instead of going with a fixed winch, we went with a 9,000-pound Ramsey winch, and we spec'd winch points around the rig on all 4 sides of the rig. So you can see one right here. The receiver is here. The electric for it is right here. We have one on the rear, one on the other side, and one on the front. So we can actually winch on all 4 sides of the rig. Compartments were designed for specific equipment that will be carrying. Some of the shelves are fixed, some of the shelves are slide out, some of the shelves are drop down. This happens to be one of the shelves that would come out and actually drop down. On the rear of the rig here, we're carrying a 24-foot and a 14-foot roof ladder. They're up here on slides. We actually designed it so that the ladders are on an angle. So as they go towards the front of the truck, they actually angle up for ease of coming out. Actually, you can see this is a pretty high compartment for ladders, so we want to be able to make it as easy as possible. So we angled the compartments so that the ladders will actually come down. The further they come out, the lower they get to the ground. We have small compartments for pike poles and hand tools, that type of stuff. We have, besides the 2 pre-connect skid loads, we have an 1 3/4 or 1.5 pre-connect to the rear, a 2.5 pre-connect to the rear. We'll have, and they'll both be 250-foot capacities. We'll have a 600-foot bed for 3-inch line, and then we'll have a bed that will hold 1,200 foot of 5-inch line. This right rear compartment was designed specifically to carry certain types of equipment. The slide-out drawer here will be utilized to carry power struts. These little compartments here are designed for airbags, the different sizes of airbags, and then we have the slide-out compartments that we can actually take with us. There'll be chain and all types of stuff for rescue that you can actually pull the container and take it. The individual firefighter can take it with them. Slide-out shelf for tool mounting on both sides, and then just various storage compartments for different pieces of equipment. On this side, these compartments are designed for bottle storage. We have 6 bottles that we'll be able to store in those 2 compartments. Up in the coffin, you can see here, this shelf actually needs to be adjusted. We have electric coming from, electric is actually up in one of the coffin compartments and fed down through. And we also have air that's up in the coffin compartment and is fed down through. This compartment is going to have a slide-in unit that is designed specific for Helmatro tools. We have two port power units, one port power unit, and then all of the different spreaders and cutters and rams will all be in a specially designed insert for this particular compartment. In the cab, this was one of the most difficult things we had to do with respect to laying out the cab and where we were going to carry certain equipment. We went with a 1-inch poly cover on the top of the engine housing, and as you can see, that's elevated a little bit. We have wiring that's run to that. We're going to carry things like our TIC camera, gas detector, pack tracker. They'll all be up here and accessible to the officer, so as he comes off the rig, he can assign it to whichever crew member he's going to assign that task to. It also has an intercom system for all riding positions, and the officer and the driver are wireless, so they can get out of the rig and still communicate with their with each other and also with their crew, and also has radio interface on all positions. Front bumper was designed specifically for our operation. We have, as you can see, a front suction on a swivel. Carry soft sleeve pre-attached to this in this well here. We also brought discharge up to the front bumper. They'll still have a Y on it. One side of the Y will power forestry hose that'll be in here as a trash line. The other part of the Y will power 150 foot of 1 3/4 hose line in this well here. All of the lights that we put on this are LED lights. We also have scene lights. As you can see, we have a brow light here. And if you can look around this side of the rig, besides scene lighting, we also have the large lighting units on either side of the name. And we have one light on the rear as well, so we can basically light up, besides the Will Burton light tower, we can, if we don't need to put that up, or if we don't have room to put that up, we can still light the scene. As you can see, all the compartments have LED lighting in them. That makes it real easy to get in and see your equipment. And we have lighting around the perimeter, under each step, under the front bumper, and under the back bumper, actually, for safety purposes. This is a big change for our department. We've been a white over red department for many years, and we decided to upgrade our look. So after much discussion and much debate, we decided to go with this color combination, the smoked gray over our traditional red. We think it looks really nice. At the same time, we decided to change our identity. We may as well do it all the way. So we actually took and changed our seal from what it has been for the last 40 years to what you see on the door there. And the Indian head is symbolic of the name of our community, which is an Indian name from the Lenape Indian tribe.